Auguste Mariette was a French Egyptologist working in the 19th century, and he discovered some very important tombs. And Mariette went to Verdi with a concept for a story that he had come up with on his own whilst digging around in all of these ruins. And that is the story of Aida. The interesting thing also is that he designed the original production and designed all the costumes as well, and all of that stuff we can look at. The genesis of this story set in ancient Egypt was actually a 19th century concept from an archaeologist. So we thought that might be a beautiful window into this world, so that the archaeologists coming in, discovering this tomb, reading the hieroglyphs on the walls, and letting the story come to life through their eyes. Mark Grimmer, with whom I very happily collaborated with on the projections for Marnie back in 2018, and his whole team is great. I thought that they would be ideal to be able to project images on top of the work that Christine Jones has designed, so that we see them and they sort of come to life, as though the hieroglyphics were coming to life in order to tell the story. Susan Hilferty, who's the great costume designer I've worked with so many times, and she's going to be creating our version of ancient Egypt. So she's brilliantly come up with an ancient Egypt that is completely recognizable, but also singular to this vision.
This is going to be grand. Don't worry. We're committed. The triumphal march will be triumphant. But Aida, that's the great paradox of it, and I think the great genius of that piece, is that aside from that particular scene, it's probably the most intimate of all of Verdi's operas. I think Verdi is a master of the drama, of the dramatic line. He's the master of time, and he's the master of not using too many things to say what he wants to say.
It's very intimate. It's very small. It's almost a chamber opera at its core, and yet, you know, by virtue of the fact that it was conceived to be this gigantic celebration of the Suez Canal, it is grand opera at its grandest. And it's a challenge for all of us making it, and it always is, I think, for anyone who does Aida, is how do you navigate between the giant pageantry and the enormity of the sound and scope of it, and then get right back to what is happening between these people. And both are of great interest to me. So digging into the character work with the singers that we have, all of whom I think are splendidly equipped to deliver very rich characterizations as well as singing magnificently. It'd be the biggest thing I've ever done.